I don't know about you, but that looked like money.
What's going on, everybody? It's Jeremy back with another interesting video, I guess. I found it interesting. I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm kind of curious as to how many of you all out there have the same problem that I do. I have an issue where I'm really addicted to trying to put together player runs. I've focused mainly on the 4-decade Pro Football Hall of Fame set over the last couple of years. But the more and more that I, hunt for those rookie cards, I see cards of those guys that aren't rookies that you don't see that often. And I find them very interesting, and I end up buying them, which kind of depletes my funds that I would normally use to buy rookie cards of those players. As you see in front of you right now, there's a 62 Fleer Don Maynard. You don't see these very often, and it's kind of a cool card. At least I think so. And this gets me into the predicament of trying to get all the cards of the player. I'm not talking regional issues or anything like that. I'm just talking your mainstream sets. But I bought this Don Maynard a week ago, and I honestly hadn't seen one in a while. I hadn't really been looking, and then it popped up as a recommendation, and I'm like, man, that's kind of a cool looking card, as all 60s Fleer cards are for football. I'm like, wow, Don Maynard cards are cheap. He's a Hall of Fame receiver, one of the best receivers of the 60s. Lance Allworth was the king, but Don Maynard was up there. And that's part of the appeal, like the cost of acquiring these cards isn't very steep for the most part. I mean, there's only a handful of Hall of Famers that are expensive to collect. The Jim Browns, the Sammy Baws, the Otto Grahams, Unitas and Star. Some of their cards are actually pretty cheap. So anyway, as we talk about this, I'm gonna just throw some cards up, and they're not, everybody knows what the rookie cards look like for the most part, but second, third, fourth year cards, we don't tend to focus on as much. So I just kind of wanted to do that in this video. So yeah, this thing cost me less than 15 bucks. I mean, it's a second year Don Maynard. Yeah, it's off center up and down. But you can't slab it for 15 bucks. Sorry, it's still in the plastic sleeve, hence the reflection, but there we go. But yeah, you don't see that one all the time. This next one, oops, same drill. You don't, I love the 61 Fleer Unitas. I think that's just a kick-ass looking card. Just blue and white everywhere. So cool looking. Now this is what, a 5th year Unitas. But look at that. That's just a gorgeous looking card. Not overly expensive either. So if you're still watching, any of you do player runs? Do you get addicted to doing player runs, or are you uber focused and focus on one thing and don't get distracted by doing that? This is a second year Fran Tarkenton, 63 tops, brutal set. Not expensive. It's a second year Fran Tarkenton. And it's a really, really tough set too. 63 tops, I've talked about it before. One of the most challenging to find in high grade, or have the eye appeal of a high grade. What happens to me as we look at the second year Joe Namath like when I get the rookie card of somebody, I automatically, my mind goes, all right, what do his other cards look like? What are they going for? Namath cards are actually pretty expensive. So he's kind of one of the handful of guys who it's going to cost you a little bit of money to do a player run. But on the flip side, Namath, his last card is in 1973, so he doesn't have a whole lot of standard issue cards. And that's the other thing about vintage football is, unless you're George Blanda, your career is relatively short, compared to baseball, especially. As we look at a 53 auto Graham, I'm really close to finishing the Graham run. Just need a 55 All-American to finish that. I'm not going to chase the 52 Bowman Small yet. I have the large, and that's fine for me right now. But anyway, football players, their careers are shorter. They have a lot less cards. It's kind of easy to put the runs together. Again, unless you're George Blanda. It's appealing to me, even though it takes away some of my money for cards I need for my other set. But look at this, this 67 Len Dawson, look at how sharp that is. And I'm guilty of it. I don't look at the players' other cards as much as I should. I know what the rookies look like, and they're great and all, but some of their later year cards are pretty damn nice looking. This is this would be a 5th year Len Dawson. Look how outstanding this is. This is why I get sucked down the drain of player run collecting. I see cards like this. This is Sammy Baugh's 3rd or 4th card if you count 49 Leaf. That's why I get sucked into buying these things, because they're so cool looking and you don't see them as often. And the population is actually pretty low. Got a couple more I just wanted to show. This is a 2nd year Lance Alworth, his rookie card, which I just picked up a couple weeks ago. His rookie card's super expensive. His 2nd year card is peanuts compared to it. And if you're strictly a Topps person, this is his first Topps issue. Not normally a card you go hunting for. Everybody, including myself, is rookie crazy. I get it. But player runs are kind of fun. And we talked about this guy earlier. Here he is, George Blanda. This is a 56 Topps, so his 3rd card. One of my favorites because it's graded a 3. It deserves a 3. It's got a crease right here. But I just love cards that have the eye appeal of like a 6 or a 7, but they're graded low. Again, how often do you see or target 3rd year cards of guys, I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe none of you have this problem. I certainly do. It's kind of an addiction in a way. Another guy, Bart Starr. Bart Starr, everybody knows who Bart Starr is, but you can put his run together pretty cheap after you get that 57 Topps rookie. The rest of his cards are not that expensive. And this is the last one I'm going to show, and this is just because I just picked it up recently. I'm working on a Sonny Jurgensen run. I'm working on way too many player runs right now. I kind of get distracted pretty easily. Unfortunately, that's kind of bad. But on the flip side, it's kind of cool because I get to pick up some really cool looking cards like this 68 Sonny Jurgensen for really cheap. It was marked 75 bucks on the back. I can assure you I did not pay that. So yeah, let me know, am I the only guy or girl that gets distracted and starts doing player runs and gets just can't stop? Or are you more of you out there that I don't know about? Let me know. Don't want to leave that blank. We'll put that back up there. Yeah, I'm curious as to your thoughts. Monday Mail Day is tomorrow, so that'll be coming out. Until then, we'll talk soon. Thank you.